that got your attention because today we're going to talk about prepping. That means preparing for the worst. It could be nuclear war, a breakdown in civil society, an earthquake. Pick your poison. In our case, it's something less dramatic. The mudslide that blocks the road out of here for weeks. Regardless of your particular paranoia, you want to be prepared. And really, that's what prepping is all about. First thing a prepper should be thinking about is food supplies. Now, Karen and I have 11 rules. Follow those rules, and you'll be off to a good start. Number one is time. Think about your own worst-case scenario and ask yourself, how long can I live with what's left in the cupboard? No trips to the grocery, no Amazon deliveries, no Grubhub. Now, our plan is 4 months. That's because the roads in and out of here are not maintained. And if the road gets blocked, like it did a few years ago, it's going to be months before the Forest Service gets to it. So, unless we're willing to hike 14 miles to a paved road, it's stay at home and live off supplies. 4 months gives us a safety margin. Rule 2. Once you have a time frame, pull out your phone and prepare a menu and a shopping list that focuses on non-perishable items. Fresh food is not going to keep if you don't have electricity or propane for the fridge. Rule 3. Fill out that shopping list with a mix of off-the-shelf items from your local grocer. Those are good for 2 and 3 week emergencies. And what you call survival food, which is the dehydrated stuff that you take backpacking. Most of those foods are good for 20 to 40 years. Rule 4. At the grocery, look real carefully at the expiration dates on the backs of the cans or products that you're buying. Remember, you're not necessarily planning for something that's going to happen tomorrow. Rule 5. Focus on foods that are easy to prepare. Remember, you may not have a working stove. And when you buy, whatever you buy, it should be nutritious and calorie intense. 6. Buy your survival foods in 1-gallon metal tins. Yeah, you can get small packaged entrees and side dishes, but do the math. 3 dishes, 3 meals a day, 4 months, that's over 1,000 packages. Hard to store, hard to organize, and expensive. 5-gallon food containers are available too, but we avoid them because once opened, the clock starts on spoilage. And what are you going to do with 5 gallons of pancake mix? Don't buy those advertised food kits. The ones that say, feeds a family of 4 for 2 months. They're somebody else's menu, not yours, and they're expensive.
Look online and you'll find lots of companies that make dehydrated food. There's such a variety of products. You can create your own gourmet meals using the 1-gallon tins and a little imagination.
Make sure all your food groups are covered. Protein, carbs, vegetables, fruit. Yes, even these last longer than a year. Dairy, milk, eggs, cheese, butter, all come in powdered form. And don't forget sweetener, like pure honey and sugar, which can last a long time.
Rule 9. Protect your food cache. Remove the labels before they get damp and peel off. Paint the cans with Rust-Oleum to protect them from corrosion. Identify the contents using a permanent marker on the lids of the painted cans. Then store them in a cool, dry place. Remember, heat, light, moisture, and oxygen are the enemies of food storage. Rule 10. Organize your cache. Put those labels you've removed in a binder so you know what you've got and when it expires. If you've got a lot of food, draw up a chart that shows where you put the proteins, the carbs, and veggies, and the fruit. That way you don't have to hunt around for those mashed potatoes or the cherry cobbler mix.
Last rule. Grains should be a part of every emergency food supply. You have the world to choose from in selecting your favorites. You can find them fresh, or in sealed metal tins. Whatever you choose, make sure the grain is kept dry and away from oxygen. Favor hard grains over softer grains like white rice or white flour. Hard grains have less oil, which can go rancid. And don't grind your grains until you need them. That way they will last longer. Grains make wonderful breads and delicious side dishes.
That's it. Follow these rules and you will be prepped.
But you won't be ready. You might have all the food, but there's 25 more things you're going to have in order to survive on your own. And we're going to cover those in our next episode of Off the Grid. So
Stay
stay
tuned.
tuned.